My name is Billy, and this is a little show that I like to do called Late Nights with Billy. Oh my God. Let's get the show started. But welcome back to Late Nights with Billy. Alright guys, and thank you for joining me with episode 63 of Late Nights with Billy. Today's topic, forgiveness. We're going to have three very special guests joining us today, stating their opinion about forgiveness. First up, we're going to have our special guest from Miami, Jalen. From a college, we're going to have Professor Daryl. And then last and probably least, but seriously, who is this guy? Okay. So, Nas, while we figure out who you are, do you think forgiveness requires an apology?
No, I don't think forgiveness requires an apology. I want to say this because even if you did get an apology, right, it wouldn't be that genuine, depending on the person. And even if you did get it, what's that to stop you from all the grief that's happening? Like, say, I let my friend borrow my car, right? He crashed it, totally. Now I have no car. I gotta go to work the next day. You think an apology, simply, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that, is going to be genuine and it's going to help me?
Do you have any evidence to that?
Yes, I do actually. And the text, let South Africa show the world how to forgive. The author states, she said the police were still harassing her mother and her children even after their father had died. See, if that was me, you think I really could forgive somebody? I killed my father and it's harassing my family to this very day.
Okay, but going off of that evidence,
This guy.
if she can forgive the police after they murdered her father, then why can't you forgive somebody after just crashing a car?
Okay, but everybody's not the same. There's 8 billion people in the world.
Okay, but a car can be easily replaced. You
Okay.
can pay for your car, you know.
Okay, then
There's a lot of ways to move on.
Okay, so if you were put in that position, are you forgiving them?
Yes, I am, because based on my studies, forgiveness, it helps you move on.
What evidence do you have of this, Daryl?
For example, in understanding forgiveness, the text states that forgiving, it lowers your chances at health conditions, high blood pressure, and many other serious health conditions. So, in all, forgiving and letting go, it's just the best option.
But you weren't willing to know since you weren't put in that position, not working.
How do you feel about this, Jalen?
Well, me personally, I disagree with it. I think it depends on the situation. So in some cases, for an apology can help with forgiveness because it can allow the person to actually move on. Just the closure of having that apology can help somebody feel better to actually just want to move on with the situation. However, just not forgiving them, I don't think it depends on the situation, but eventually you just have to learn how to accept it and move on. But a piece of evidence that I have is also from the South African show, The World How to Forgive. There was Miss Savage who was injured in a hand grenade attack by one of the Liberation members. And though she was attacked by one of the Liberation members and she was in the hospital, she still decided to forgive the person who threw the grenade at her. However, I feel that in some situations, an apology is necessary. So like if a person doesn't apologize in this type of situation, it's not very genuine. And it can allow the person to move on. But you can't always expect someone to apologize. And you just have to really accept it.
That's very nice. That's very nice. So now we're gonna have our Ask the Audience portion of the show. Be right back after this.
John Guy from New York, Alabama, and me and my brother here on the show today.
And my name Bubba.
Represent our ideas and views.
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Bubba from Alabama,
Yeah.
down south.
Yeah.
Do you think forgiveness requires an apology?
No, I do not think forgiveness requires an apology because for always giving an apology does not replace what you may have done. You can always say you apologize, but you can never take back your actions.
Very interesting. Do you have any opinions on any of our fine special guests up here?
I feel like Daryl, he's soft as pillows because, you know, apology always can't fix everything. If my hand is blown off, how am I gonna take care of myself with my other hand? I have to restart all over again, learn how to do everything all over again.
Okay.
Let's go. Wait, let's see what Daryl said.
Okay, but I don't need an opinion from a nobody named Bubba in the audience.
I'm not a nobody. I'm not a
I care
nobody.
about you. See, my sources from their hostile nation say that forgiving and being kind, it just eliminates all the world's problems. So if we all can forgive, it'll just make everything better for everybody.
Let's go see what Bubba has to say.
You know what? When you read that, it don't even sound like you believed it when you said it. I think you should just give it up and quit your job, because you're an L professor.
Hold on, wait, let's see.
Like I said before, you need to leave.
Do you think I care? Hey.
What's up with you?
Fight.
We'll be right back for a commercial break.
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
Mr. John from down south, do you think forgiveness requires an apology?
I feel like it's 50-50 because forgiveness doesn't minimize, justify, or excuse the wrong that was done, but forgiveness also doesn't mean that denying the harm and feelings that the injustice produced. So basically, it's a 50-50 way of saying you could,
Wait,
apologize.
where'd you get that evidence from, sir?
Oh, understanding forgiveness, paragraph 7.
That's not. You know what we said?
Like, you could say, I'm sorry, I did this, I did that, but I'm sorry. It doesn't mean nothing. You can't change the past. You did it. It's already done. You killed my great-great-grandpappy. I can't kill you because you killed my great-great-grandpappy. It happened. You feel me? So, yeah, that's it.
You know, that was my whole point.
No,
Be quiet.
Nobody wants
Stop
that.
talking.
Stay on
Wait,
the
we
show.
don't want no more fighting. We don't need no more rooting to fighting.
Yes, we do. Okay.
Okay, so now we're back to discussion after that little situation. Welcome back. So I want to get more into this forgiveness. In Desmond Tutu's speech, he stated he was in prison for 27 years. Most expected that when he emerged, he would be riddled with the lust for retribution. But the world has been amazed. Instead of spewing calls for revenge, he urged his own people to work for reconciliation. So in this, you guys can see that even though 27 years of his life was taken, he can still forgive.
See, that goes exactly with my point. Exactly with my point. That's what I've been trying to say all day. Some people don't agree with me.
Me personally, I agree actually, because most people are used to the cycle of just trying to get revenge or just going the wrong way about it. But forgiveness can really go a long way, and it can stop hard or negative cycles.
Okay then, I see your point. But like, even if they didn't want revenge, could you forgive if both of you were put in that situation, wrongfully in prison for 27 years?
Yes, I could because it's not the prison guard who's doing it. It's the wrong government.
Okay, but you don't know yet. You haven't wasted 27
A prison
years.
guard
Nasty food, sleeping in a nasty place.
Okay, but back to Desmond Tutu.
Wait, pause. I just want to say something right quick. This guy Nas on the line.
Oh,
Okay, but
Okay.
all right. Back to what I was saying. Back to Desmond Tutu's speech. Even after Nelson Mandela was in prison for 27 years, he invited the prison guard who imprisoned him for all those years as a VIP guest. As a VIP guest.
Is that so?
Yes, because
Okay.
he forgave.
Me, I also have a quote from the text of Let South Africa Show How the World to Forgive. So it also says the only thing that can break that cycle, making a new beginning, is forgiveness. Without forgiveness, there is no future. Therefore, forgiving can allow things to just move on and just not to continuously work in a negative way.
Is that
Therefore,
so?
forgiveness can allow things to move more positive. If you keep trying to get revenge, it's only going to lead to more people wanting to go the negative way.
A cycle of hate.
Is that so?
Okay, well, I have a piece of evidence from the text. Under a certain little star, the quote says, "May the dead forgive me that their memory is but a flicker." So, I see what you're saying, but like, let's say your family member is killed, right? Even if you don't, even if you forgive them, do you really need an apology? Is that really helping you?
But to go against what you said, and they are hostile nations. It says we should be kind. We should take warning. We should forgive each other.
We should, but not every person thinks that way.
It's always about how everybody else thinks and not how the right way to think.
Yes, how you should be thinking about the situation.
You can't take. You have to do what's best for you. You can't just do what everybody else does.
I feel you.
Even in a situation where it is hard to forgive, you still have to just learn how to accept it. You don't have to, apology shouldn't be necessary, but you should learn how to just be able to accept it and move on.
Okay, but what if you're not trying to move on?
Then that's the problem that you need to fix.
Then you need to move on from them. Simple as that. An apology allows you to move on. That's all it is.
But yeah, we are clear on what forgiveness is. Correct?
Yes.
In understanding forgiveness, it states, forgiveness is not condoning or excusing. Forgiveness does not minimize, justify, or excuse the wrong that was done.
Okay, so from evidence in West South Africa showed how the world to forgive. The daughter of one square African National Congress activist was killed by police. She still forgave them even after what they did. So therefore, I feel like it takes a lot to forgive, but it doesn't just cancel out all the what actually happened. It's just the fact of the closure and the meaningfulness behind the apology that can allow someone to forgive and move on.
It just gives you closure.
Okay, but in understanding forgiveness, I have a quote here. It says, "Forgiveness is not justice. It is certainly easier to forgive someone who sincerely apologizes and makes amends." So with that being said, I don't really think you need an apology, right? So let's say, look, your family's getting killed, right? Going back to that. And they're in prison, right? They're on trial, right? If they don't apologize and they just get sent to jail, are you feeling better from that? Or do you really need their apology, their sincerity?
I think apology isn't always necessary. You just have to learn how to move on yourself.
That's why you apologize to someone else so you can move on. You don't necessarily have to say, "I'm sorry." You just have to just like,
Just doing the right thing.
So you want me to apologize for them killing my family? Is that what you're saying?
No, the other person should apologize, but
but even if they don't apologize, you have to move on.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you say we need to apologize too. So got me a little confused.
Wait, hold on, Professor Daryl. So when you say move on, do you mean move on and let it just slide? Or move on and get revenge?
No, move on and just continue your normal life. If you get revenge, you're just creating a cycle of fate that is just gonna go on forever.
It's like Bubba here has something to say. Go ahead, Bubba.
Professor, I have something to say to Dr. Daryl.
Dr. Daryl.
Going back to what my brother John said, it's hard for you just to forgive and forget. Forgiving, it says in the story of understanding forgiveness, forgiving is not forgetting.
Is not.
Do you have something to come back with that?
But I didn't say you had to forgive. I said that you had to forgive so you can move on.
Okay.
You can remember all the trauma and everything you went through. You cannot want to deal with that person anymore who wronged you, but you gotta forget it.
Bubba, I think he's right.
Wait, hold on. Mr. John here, Bubba.
I might think he's right. Because in they are hostile nations, it says we should be kind, we should take warning, we should forgive each other. On page 627, stanza 5. And that's basically saying that we should always be peaceful. We should forgive each other. So if you took my pinky, why would you mad you for taking my pinky? You took it. It is what it is.
I like it.
Whoa. Alright, I disagree. And they are hostile nations. It states that they are getting colder and colder. That means that people are doing more bad things to each other.
But
so
look,
how do I know that after you apologize that you won't do it again? Are you sincerely apologizing? Or is that just something you say to get your point across? So that I will forgive you. later on.
But look, I see where you're coming from, but unless South Africa showed the world how to forgive, it states, instead of revenge or retribution, this new nation tread the difficulty path of confession, forgiveness, and reconciliation. Basically saying, revenge is not the way, Bubba. Revenge is not the way.
Revenge is not the way.
And Bubba, I forgive you. Bring it in, Bubba.
Oh, you do?
Bring it in.
And that's gonna end our show. Thank you guys for watching, and it has been another episode of Late Nights with Billy.